Ed Boon is not a pedophile. As far as I know, this is not that kind of situation, okay? First and foremost, to anybody who saw my last video about Tatiana, the She-Hulk actress, check out this community post of mine, as well as the pinned comment that I left on it. I've had some explaining to do, and hopefully the post explains everything. Now, Mortal Kombat and DC games in general might be getting sold off, taking the rights away of both of them from Warner Brothers. And how do I know this? I'm glad you asked. I've learned from my mistakes, okay? And instead of listening to some lying guppy, I found a much more credible source, Reddit. And the post was made by one of Mike Tyson's lisps, a person that goes by the name of The Tiny. And his statement goes as follows. Warner Bros. Discovery is seemingly going to either sell Mortal Kombat and DC or split up into two companies again. According to reports, they're going to sell the entire gaming division. Maybe that's why they shut down the mobile division. I would personally like to go over why I think this is a good thing. Warner Brothers has publicly stated before, among all of their live service failures, that they would like to continue making video games and content in that form, even though time and time again it has been shown not to f***ing work. Most infamously with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Another game that was ruined by WB, Sweet Baby, and Rocksteady's incompetence. But now it seems like we have a clear answer on why they've been pushing for their games to be made in that toxic style. Y'all are broke. You ain't got no money, WB. You've gotten so desperate to make $1 that you willingly sacrificed universes like the Arkhamverse to try make a quick come up. Not only with Suicide Squad, no, but with Batman Arkham Shadow. That is exclusively on the Meta Quest, my brother. Do you know how many Arkham fans own that piece of technology? The answer is not goddamn many. I know I don't, and I've played all the Arkham games, but I'm not about to buy this $3,000 piece of hardware just to play a VR game that might not even be 2 hours long. But on the situation of Mortal Kombat and why selling the IP would actually be beneficial to not only the game, but to the fans, the players. This is that if NetherRealm can get either sold to another major company, or even better, go fully independent, I could nearly promise you that the games would improve in quality due to not needing to answer to Big Daddy WB or anyone for that matter. Fan service would go crazy, and I'm talking MK9 type B. We bringing the bags of joy back with this one, do you feel me? Good cosmetics might actually return. More game modes might get introduced or reintroduced. Hell, we might even be able to get Marvel characters as DLC if they were split from WB. Or even better, a Marvel-based fighting game in the Mortal Kombat and Injustice style. The roster would be sexy. The cosmetics would be crazy. It would actually have the potential to give us what we want. The amount of storylines they could give us over the course of a dozen games could be phenomenal, you know? As long as they don't gender flip Iron Man or something like that. Or try to say that Antonia Stark was the real Iron Man all along. Now, what are/were MK1's biggest issues? Let's see. The lack of things to do is one of them. One thing I never understood is why video games do this thing, where they remove features that their previous games had, only to reintroduce it later as a brand new feature. I think sports games do this the most, but MK1 felt guilty as f*** of this when it first dropped. They didn't even let you tag your moves in practice mode, and that lasted for months. From the beta all the way to when Omni-Man dropped, you couldn't learn nothing new. You gave Mortal Kombat 1 senseis on YouTube like Darius P a hard time with all that editing he had to do, just so he could teach us all something.
Now, let's keep it moving.
Or maybe the fact that even nearly a year later after the game's release, y'all still have not activated online practice mode. That is a feature that I'm pretty sure was even in the first Injustice. And I know it was in Injustice 2. Why is it not here? It cannot be that hard to program. Another big issue. Gameplay being severely imbalanced, even to this day. I cannot tell you How many times I gave up on playing this game simply because the night before, the game got an update. The game got an update, and now a combo that I used to use on the regular doesn't even connect anymore because they decided that a feature they put in the game themselves for our consumption, a feature they created for public use, was too OP, and it would be the most mundane of things. If you made Raiden, you know what I'm talking about. Cough, cough, storm cell, bitch. And is it just me, or have y'all ever been watching somebody's tier list video where they would rank all of the playable characters and cameos in the game, and you just thought that the list was so wrong? Everybody trying to say that Natara is a bad character to play, and I would wholeheartedly like to say, from the bottom of my heart, that statement is bullshit. I've been hit with a 600 damage combo from that bloodsucker on more than one occasion. Her damage scaling is nearly as busted as Melina's when she's using the right cameos. Farah, especially. Another thing that I never understood is why the guest characters always get nerfed or get sold to us severely underpowered. Like, nah, let me feel as powerful as Omni-Man and Homelander are supposed to be. Omni-Man needed more combos for real. I feel like every 5 seconds I was repeating what I did 5 seconds before. Do you know what I'm talking about? And I didn't forget about you Batty boys who were doing that combo where you'd wait in the sky, send Kung Lao out with his hat, and then you'd rush me. Omni-Man was just lacking like crazy. NetherRealm could do with a split from WB. In fact, it is long overdue. Your wallet will thank you if you split from that garbage company, NetherRealm. You will finally gain freedom, and that's something that you haven't had in years, Nyaga. It also says in the post that they might sell the entire gaming division. You want to know what's included in that? There goes Multiversus. That also includes the Arkham games, as if they were ever gonna continue them properly on console. There goes Mortal Kombat, and many more titles would just vanish until another company was willing to pick them up. This kind of stuff usually only happens when a branch of a company begins to fail, fall, or die trying. So clearly, MK1, Suicide Squad, and the entirety of WB Games was making Warner Brothers absolutely no money. And I bet it didn't help that they put over $200 million into Suicide Squad, only to get 10% of that back in sales. Guys, to break even, they needed to make over another $190 million. They are never seeing that money again. At this point, I'm not surprised that they want to drop gaming altogether. But who's gonna tell WB that all of what's happening to them right now is their own motherfucking fault? They literally paid for their own downfall. Man, I hope this skin was worth the money. I know it wasn't. I do not know what old man is running WB, but I hope somebody tells him that all he had to do was give the players what they wanted, and then the game would sell itself. TikTok would do its business. You needed little to no microtransactions, games packed with content, so that there's always something to do. With the amount of money you had, it shouldn't have been hard. All you had to do was open your ears, Dumbo. As of now, I still have my Mortal Kombat posters up on my wall. Never got around to tearing them down, but I'll keep them up, just in case they actually get sold and then they finally choose to change their ways. The fall of WB requires further study. Even Ubisoft, with all of their controversies right now with Assassin's Creed Shadows, and they doing better than you. And that's on God. Like the video and subscribe to my channel before you leave. Share the video for me if you're feeling so generous. I would highly appreciate that. What other positives do y'all think would happen to Mortal Kombat if this business transaction from WB actually goes through? I am absolutely sure that I missed something, so let me know in the comments below, and I will be seeing you. Take care and peace.
Baby, let me see some. Okay, too bad. Bitches going both ways. Woo. She gon' do it for these bands. She make it clap like how I do both of my hands. Fuck it up, stick it up.